What should we expect from the first Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather press conference? Well, I want to talk two things: narratives and physicality. Now, what does each man want to achieve? Floyd, I believe, has already painted himself into a corner. If he doesn't know it yet, he will in the first 5 minutes of this press conference. He has to continue to support the narrative that this will be a competitive fight. He can say nothing disparaging about Conor's skills, accomplishments, his previous opponents, or his chances of winning the fight. The success or failure of this fight, from a business perspective, hinges on a single factor: whether or not casual fans believe Conor has a chance of beating Floyd. And make no mistake about it, for Floyd, this whole endeavor is simply business. This has nothing to do about the competitive nature of the fight, because Floyd does not believe it's going to be competitive. He believes it will be his easiest fight ever. So this is simply about business for Floyd. Now for Conor, it's about creating the right visuals. The verbal will come later. Now Conor is going to rope-a-dope Floyd, which means he's going to lay back and make Floyd do all the heavy lifting verbally. As we talked about, if Floyd is talking, he pretty much has to be saying positive things about Conor, because anything else could be misconstrued as Floyd saying Conor has no shot of winning, which is the one thing Floyd is going to avoid at all cost. Conor is going to laugh his ass off the entire press conference. He's not going to laugh at Floyd. He's simply going to be laughing, cracking jokes, and having a good time. This is the visual dichotomy Conor will create. On one side of the stage, Floyd is going to uphold the business side of things. He will be talking about how legitimate the fight is, which means he'll be saying how good Conor is. He'll be singing Conor's praises. On the other side of the stage, Conor's going to be carefree, laying back, and just laughing the entire time, having a great time. This is going to create a true visual dichotomy. Now, it is likely Conor will have a few patented verbal barbs, but they will be launched at Floyd Sr., not Floyd Jr. You got to remember, the Jr. and Sr. have had a rocky relationship in the past. Conor is aware of this, and it's likely he'll try to drive a little wedge between there. He's going to want to incite the old man in some way or another. If Conor rattles the old man's cage enough, perhaps Jr. will feel the need to make Conor pay, which of course is exactly what Conor wants. What about Floyd's history of domestic violence against women? Surely Conor will bring that up. No, Conor is not going to bring that up, not in this press conference and not in the future. And I think there are two reasons why. One, as an issue, it's better for Conor to keep it in reserve. In fact, use it as a sort of Damocles to hang above Floyd's head. Everybody knows Floyd's history. Conor doesn't have to bring it up. But if it's just sitting there above his head, being unspoken, it will always have Floyd be a little on edge, which is good for Conor. The other reason is I believe Floyd had written into the contract Conor cannot mention his domestic abuse, or there will be a financial penalty. Remember, Floyd wrote into the contract that if Conor uses any MMA techniques in the fight, there would be financial penalties for this. So I think this is one of the techniques Floyd uses to try to control scenarios. My final thought on this first press conference between Conor and Floyd is about the face-off between them. I think this is probably the aspect that many of us are anticipating most. In fact, I know I am. I don't believe Conor is going to use this moment to try to physically intimidate Floyd, not in an overt way. What I do think Conor will do is carry the levity from earlier in the press conference to that moment. He won't make it serious. He won't stare in his eyes and be the crazy mad Irishman like he's been in other moments. I believe he'll be laughing. He may even hug Floyd. I think he's going to do everything to ratchet down the stress in this first meeting. Now, I believe that'll change dramatically and drastically moving forward, but I'm just saying this first press conference, don't be surprised if Conor is very aloof, at least towards Floyd, and has an overall jovial sense of things. It's a carnival, and particularly in the face-off, that Conor is not going to use his physicality to lord over Floyd or try to intimidate him. Well, that's my 2 cents. I guess we'll see in about a day and a half if I got anything right or if I'm totally full of shit. Let me know what you think.